Hi everyone. Now I want to share with you how I understand the Genesis chapter 1. As we know, the Genesis chapter 1 is describing the creation of God. First, I think this is already more than 3,000 years old revelation to the people who live in the about 3,000 years ago people. So the problem, our understanding these words are because of our understanding these words by the nowadays eyes. Pretty much our knowledge about the science, especially about our understanding of the solar system. But when we read Genesis chapter 1, it is pretty much divided into three areas. One is heavens, and one is the earth, and one is sea. For example, when we read Acts chapter 4, the apostles Peter and John, when they released from the authorities of at the time, and they reported what happened, and whole the church prayed, verse 24, chapter 4 of Acts. When they heard this, they raised their voices together in prayer to God. Sovereign Lord, they said, you made the heaven and the earth and the sea and everything in it. So the heavens and the earth and the sea is the kind of background or some kind of area, some of the like a container. And God first made these three things, and then He put the other creatures there. So when we read the first verse of the Genesis, of the first chapter, in the beginning, so I think that in the beginning is the in the beginning of these 6 days. So in the beginning, and verse 1 through 5 is describing the first day. So verse 1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, but now the second verse, the earth was formless and empty. Yeah, empty means nothing is there, because there is no light, darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. So the heaven and the earth and the waters are all together, and there is no light. And then verse 3, God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and He separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness He called the night. and there was evening, and there was morning. The first day. So the first day, God created, I think, and it's the four things. One is heavens, and the earth, and water, and the light. And then day 2, and God said, let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water and water. So this is heavens, but we have the other heaven, call it expanse. Expanse. This is sky. Verse 8, God called that the expanse sky. Yeah. So day 2, God separated the water between the expanse. There is sky. Day 2, God made the sky and separated the water above the sky and under the sky. And day 3, and God said, let the water under the sky, that is expanse, be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear. So the earth, because the water gathered into one place, the earth is appeared, and there is ground. Dry ground. Appear. And God called the dry ground as land. So this one is sky, and this one is sea, So these heaven and sky and water and the sea, and the earth and dry ground and land, and for later God made a human being from dust. So this is like 3 areas. That is what I understand. So verse 10, God called the dry ground land, and the gathered water he called seas, and God saw it was good. So this is pretty much 3 areas: heavens and water and seas, and the earth and land. Then God said, let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kind. And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit and seed in it according to their kinds. And God saw that was good, and there was evening, and there was morning, the 3rd day. So third day, pretty much we could say is plant, trees, vegetations, and seed-bearing plants. And then fourth day, from verse 14, the God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky." This one said, "Expanse of the sky, to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark seasons and days and years, and them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on earth." And it was so. So God made two great lights. The greater light is govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. So God set them in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, and there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. So the fourth day, God created sun, moon, and stars. So here, sun, moon, and stars in the expanse. Sun and moon and stars in the expanses. So this is a kind of area and plants on the earth. This is third day, and this is the fourth day. And from verse 20, and God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea, and every living and moving thing with which the water teems, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw it was good. God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. The fifth day, fish and birds. Fish and birds. So fish fishes and birds in the expanse. Birds. Fish and birds. So birds are, they move in the sky, but they are flourishing, increased on the earth. And day 6 from verse 24, and God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, and livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds, and God saw it was good. So, day 6, first animals. Animals here. Day 6, they belong to earth, they are animals. And then God said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth, and all of the creatures that move along the ground. So God created human being. So human being must rule three: the animals, and fishes, and birds. So God created man in His own image. In the image of God, He created him, male and female. Male and female. Yeah. Male and female. He created them, and God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish of the sea, and the birds of the air, and over everything creation moves on the ground. This is clear, like three areas, and like sky, sea, and earth. And God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit and seed in it, and they will be yours for food. And all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds of the air, and all the creatures that move on the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food. And it was so. So the birds and fish and animal, all they eat only plants, and human being also eat plants and seed. So there is no creature eat the flesh of the animals. So all are like vegetarians. And verse 31, God saw all that He had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. So what I try to do is, I try to understand the Bible as it is. That means I do not have my pre-understanding, like even theology. I just try to read the Bible as I read it first time in it. That's what I try to understand, and I share with you. And thank you very much, and see you next time.